Today's video, we're going to talk about offline conversion tracking on Facebook ads and what you need to know before doing this. Okay, so offline conversion tracking is where you track basically sales that occur off of your website. So if you have a brick and mortar store, and you want to track sales that come through your store in your Facebook ad account to steer your Facebook ad performance and see how well they're doing, you can do that with offline conversion tracking. You can also track leads that turn into a sale. You know, you're generating leads on a landing page or via your Facebook lead ads even, and you want to track whether they turn into a sale offline and then use that to steer your ads and track your performance. You could do that with offline conversion tracking as well as tracking phone calls that come in where you take an order over the phone that originate from a Facebook ad that comes to your site. So instead of checking out through your normal shopping cart, they call and they put the order through, and you can track those orders as well. So with that said, if you will, regardless of whether you're generating leads or, you know, if you have a purely online or a brick and mortar and an online business, whatever you have, if you're in any of those situations, you need to be tracking offline conversions because literally 2/3 of your results are predicated on actually optimizing for profit, not optimizing for leads or optimizing for partial sales, given that the bigger orders generally occur offline. If you take offline orders and you want to optimize for that stuff, you've got the brick and mortar shop and you're not tracking sales offline, you similarly got a big problem going on and you want to track your offline sales, which there's a certain way to do that I'm going to talk about in this particular video. So for that matter, there's some other things though, if you already know and you're sold on doing offline conversion tracking for your business already, that you want to know and have as far as like a checklist before you get into it, just based upon the things that most commonly people make a mistake with, and that was the purpose of this video here today. So I'm going to go through what those things are and then of course how to basically do this on a basic overall level so you can do this for yourself as well. So getting into the content here, first of all, you have 90 days to actually upload a offline conversion to your ad account, if you will. Even though your conversion window on Facebook is still only 7 days. So basically what Facebook's done, and they've updated their policy on this recently, is they'll let you upload your offline conversion that, you know, let's say you have the brick and mortar business, somebody comes into your store, buys, you want to track that in your ad account, you have up to 90 days to upload it, even though they won't let you track whether somebody saw your ad and then bought 90 days from now actually. They'll only let you track up to 7 days from an ad impression, and that's the maximum window of time they have to track that sale that may have occurred offline. But you have up to 90 days to actually upload it. So if they clicked the ad or saw the ad today and they came into your store 3 days from now to buy, and then you waited 2 weeks to upload your sale, you can still upload that successfully, basically is what I wanted to mention here. So you don't have to be on top of this to where you're uploading the sales data right away. And in fact, a lot of clients that we work with, we're only uploading it monthly because it's a kind of a big job, particularly for like a brick and mortar business, to actually upload the offline sales, if you will, at the end of the day. Which, by the way, if you want to know how brick and mortar businesses do this, essentially what you do is, that is, if you're not selling like $5 items, this won't work for that, but we don't really serve clients that way. But if you sell items that are a little bit more expensive, let's say even $50 plus, let's say you have a motorcycle gear store. Somebody comes into your store after seeing your ad that says we have a weekend sale going on. They come to your store, you tell them that you're gonna give them a 5% off their order total upon checking out if you will go ahead and fill out a customer registration form on your website. And there's a little thing on the checkout counter that says go to this URL, type in your name and email address, and we will basically give you, if you will, your 5% discount, if you will. So they do that, and then that allows you to grab the Facebook click ID, which is what offline conversion tracking is predicated on, which is like a unique serial number tied to every ad click. When somebody buys, you ultimately have the person at the end of the day that's coming into the store, you get their name as well, and then write down how much they spent, and then you compare that to the online form, which also captures the Facebook click ID. Then you can upload that Facebook click ID to Facebook's system, offline conversion tracking system, to then actually tie everything together from that initial ad view to actual purchase. For a actual business like that want to track phone sales, to add that to the cart sales that they got, if you will, at the end of the day, then all you do is you grab that Facebook click ID when they call, which you could do that with a call tracking program like CallRail or call tracking metrics, and then you upload that itself at the end of the day, if you will. Or, of course, they're filling out a contact form. You grab the Facebook click ID along with the form details and you store it. And then if that lead turns into a sale or that lead turns into a qualified lead that in which you want to send back to Facebook to steer your ads with, then you have the Facebook click ID that you could actually get because it's captured with the rest of the initial form details itself, which, by the way, the Facebook click ID ends up in the URL bar of the user's web browser. You basically just create your contact form to have a hidden field that looks for that Facebook click ID in the URL bar. And then so that the form details comes with the Facebook click ID, and then if later on you want to upload the fact that that person turned into a qualified lead or a sale, you can do that and you'll have that Facebook click ID to actually do that itself at the end of the day. And for that matter, by the way, if you have online sales through your cart and you want to add the phone sales to that, then you could create a custom event in Facebook to add together the sales between both of them and have one total final sales event that your Facebook campaigns are going to optimize from. It'll add the two sales together, if you will, at the end of the day, so to say. I'm going to get a bit more in terms of how to use this data to optimize your campaign in a minute, but I wanted to also give you a quick overview of how offline conversion tracking gets you more results and how we use it for our clients in different situations we use it for with them. For that matter, the second thing to know about Facebook offline conversion tracking is you need to have at least 60 sales a month optimized for conversion value. So naturally, you want to track offline sales itself, leads that are qualified, to optimize for those things in your Facebook account because those are going to get you more accurate results with your ads. You're going to scale more and your ROI is going to be better once you do that because you're optimizing for stuff that's closer to profit itself at the end of the day. So the algorithm that runs your ads and decides where your ads show up, it'll be a lot more accurate as to where your ads should show up for you at the end of the day. But if you want to optimize for bigger purchases, not just any purchases, that in particular, Facebook won't let you do unless you've had at least 60 sales a month that you are getting / uploading, if you will. As a general rule of thumb, you just optimize for transactions itself until you got a certain amount of volume coming in from your offline conversion tracking. And then at that point, then you could switch over to optimize for bigger transactions, not just transactions in general. Just wanted to point that out as well. Number 3 is uploading manually is the best option. It's 100% easily more accurate than manual uploading. And the reason for that is there's a lot of different reasons why essentially you're gonna have holes in your data using what people will have is their CRM system that manages all their and has all their incoming leads. They'll link that using the actual conversions API itself to your Facebook ads account to when a lead is marked qualified or when a lead is marked as a sale or a sale occurred with a certain lead that they got through their Facebook ads. They'll pass that information automatically using the conversion API itself back to Facebook. But what happens is a lot of times is somebody who initially inquires to your business, they're not the person who buys. It's the wife that inquired, but the husband bought. Or it's a company and some random individual initially inquired and then another individual from the company bought, even though technically CRMs can somehow merge, contacts at a company to say, if a conversion came from anybody within the same company, that Facebook click ID will be sent to Facebook for an offline conversion. And in reality, it doesn't really work that well. A lot of people don't even mention the company they're from when they're initially doing research because they don't want to be hounded by a salesperson. On top of that, the CRM systems is another stuff that can go wrong. So if you upload manually, because you could actually, there's 2 ways to upload conversions to Facebook. You can do it through a spreadsheet that you manually upload, which is the way that we do it at our firm for the most accuracy, and you use the API. Ultimately, if you use the API, you're relying not only on the Facebook system to recognize your conversions, which is one point of failure. You also have Zapier, which is linking your CRM to Facebook, and then you have the CRM itself screwing up, potentially can screw up. Plus on top of that, a human itself cannot enter the information in the CRM correctly, and that's another point of failure. So there's 4 points of failure versus basically 2 to 1 with manual uploads. Our firm is going to go through manually and list and go through once a month or more if it's a bigger volume account, and try to find all the people who bought of all the incoming customers we had, compare that to all our incoming phone calls and form fills, grab the Facebook click ID, put it onto a spreadsheet, and then upload it. We're going to get the most accuracy by far that way. On top of that, by the way, I've seen where the CRM, ultimately, it just throws out all kinds of weird numbers in general. You know, I don't know why necessarily that is. I've seen that before. And frankly, when I seen that, it makes me really not want to trust just sending and having all these different pieces of the puzzle working perfectly then to send our data to Facebook. Given that most of your results on Facebook, once you've got your ad copy down, is just down to the quality of the conversion data that you're uploading to your account, which is why you want to do offline conversion tracking in the first place. But in general there, if it's only 60% accurate because the CRM can mess up, people don't enter their information on the CRM correctly, you know, the wife inquires but the husband bought, which you can easily rectify with manual review of the leads. Ultimately, a 60% accuracy and conversion data is it's just not good enough to get anywhere with anything. So you got to have 90+% accuracy to really do it really, really well. And you can just take it from me. The manual upload process with the humans looking at all the sales and all the leads and trying to pair together, you know, all these people manually together so that, when somebody buys with the same last name as some last name on the lead list that came in with that same last name, or from the same company name, I'm going to actually upload it anyway because I know those are linked together, and also can do some other checks, but those are the main ones. You're going to get the most results out of your ads that way because it's done with the highest level of accuracy. The other thing to mention here on the checklist of things that you want to know about in terms of offline conversion tracking for Facebook ads is tracking phone owners is important as it is qualified leads. So if you will, you want to track, if you are selling product, orders that go through the phone, orders that go through the cart as well in general, if you take the phone orders itself. If you take orders through like sending a physical something, an email or digital means, you also want to track the orders that way. And then grab the Facebook click ID from all the lead sources for that matter, the live chat if you have it, the forums if you have it, the phone call itself if you have it, so that regardless of how they come in initially as an inquiry, the sales that come in eventually from those initial inquiries can be tied back to the initial inquiries, and you can upload the maximum amount of sales data into your ad account respectively. Uploading offline sales is by no means the only way to do and use offline conversion tracking to make more money from Facebook ads. You also use it to track qualified leads. So by verifying the leads that are qualified, you get rid of bot traffic and bot leads, because you could go through the lead list, find out which ones are real leads after talking to the people basically, and knowing that they're inquiring about the right thing and that, it's not a irrelevant lead at least. And then you take those offline conversions there, you upload them to Facebook, and then you let your campaigns optimize for those. So you can optimize for sales with offline conversion tracking or just qualified leads itself. You could even break it up ultimately and optimize for qualified leads, and then leads that turn into a proposal, and then leads that turn into a sale, and then go from one to the next, given that you need a certain amount of volume of data to get a reasonable benefit from what you're doing. If you will, I'm gonna want at least 100 offline conversions to start optimizing for that offline conversion event. So if I, as a bridge, just optimize for qualified leads that non-bot leads, and then so that gives us one level of increase and improvement that we could get. Then we're gonna optimize when we have 100 proposals that we sent, optimizing for just proposals sent people. And then finally sales when I have at least 100 sales cumulatively. And then finally for maximizing conversion value or the value of the sale as the last step in the process. By the way, if you will, you can actually have it to where the proposal sent and the amount on the proposal, how much you're quoting, you can optimize for proposals with higher revenue. And that'd be a way to actually get more optimization done sooner in the process before you actually have hundreds of sales for the system to use. So I call it kind of like the waterfall system, where you start out by optimizing for leads, then qualified leads, then, proposals sent, then sales, and then sales revenue itself. You could even get into optimizing for profit, finding out how much the profit was on a job and then sending that as the conversion value via your offline conversion tracking and get even more accurate results. It really just depends on the volume of data that you have to work with. You may only be stuck optimizing for qualified leads, and that's all you can do because you don't have enough data really to do it. But respectively, I do want to say it's not about the volume of data per month like some people think it is. Facebook will say that, but Facebook's system's gotten better over the years. It's about cumulative data. As long as you've had over 100 events, you can use that data to optimize a campaign and get better results than you had before. So you may only have 15 sales a month, but after a year of building up 15 sales a month, you now have enough data to optimize for sales. You don't need 100 sales a month by any means in order to optimize for the offline sales that you're uploading, if you will, or just sales in general, if you will, versus leads itself, which you may start out optimizing for. The fifth thing to kind of know is CallRail is the easiest way to collect a Facebook click ID, given that all of this process of offline conversion tracking is predicated on the Facebook click ID that comes out of the URL bar of the user's browser. There's code that you could put on your site without the use of a CallRail account to grab the click ID from a form submission. With live chat, a lot of the live chats will have the referring URL, and then that'll have the Facebook click ID that you can access. For phone calls, you can do a click tell code that will grab the Facebook click ID as well. But I don't want to track people clicking on my phone number because that doesn't track desktop calls, for one. But it also tracks a lot of bot calls at the same time, and I want my data to be clean as possible. So I'm going to just track with CallRail. I'm going to track actual phone calls with CallRail that go through an actual tracking number. Once you have CallRail set up and doing that, it'll grab the Facebook click ID for you automatically for each call and store it in the program so that when you do your monthly uploads to Facebook, every call's there with the recording, with the Facebook click ID, so you can easily cross-reference the people that came through and bought in the last 30 days to the call that's sitting there in CallRail, because you can listen to the call itself and understand who called from the call recording and the caller ID, which is also there. But also in CallRail, you can activate form tracking, which automatically, because the JavaScript code to do the call tracking is placed throughout the site already, it will also pick up every form submission across your entire website and make a copy of it inside CallRail for you with the Facebook click ID as well. So any leads that came in through Facebook, they'll all be there, and it's all stored with the Facebook click ID for you automatically, which, by the way, it'll also do it based on using cookies as well, because if you grab the Facebook click ID and you don't cookie the user's browser, if they click on your Facebook ad, get to your website, and then leave, come back, let's say an hour later, that Facebook click ID is gone, and then now you're not going to be able to attribute that lead, if you will, to your Facebook campaign because you didn't get the Facebook click ID when they initially, because it happened on a subsequent visit to the site. With CallRail, they're going to automatically cookie the user's browser for you. So if they come back 3 days from now, then turn into a lead, and then, of course, from there, 3 days later, you'll be able to track that sale in your Facebook ads account still because the user's browser was cookied, so that when they came back the second time, that Facebook click ID is still captured along with the form lead that came in, if you will, or phone call ultimately as well along with it per se. So that cookieing of the user is also very important to get the most accurate data possible, which of course you can do manual cookie-based code to drop a cookie on the user's browser, but it takes more technical expertise. CallRail just basically has it already built in. So it's just some other food for thought. Anybody can do this offline conversion tracking process that's not particularly savvy by using manual uploads, using a spreadsheet, and using a CallRail account. It really is easy to do once you're just doing it that way. And if you want to get into the automation of it, it's less accurate like I told you, but if you want to do it, you can obviously automate most of it, if not all of it, particularly if your sales team's already using a CRM diligently, even though I wouldn't recommend it like I said. So for that matter, by the way, I know this might be a bit overwhelming, but the results with running ads online, it's so technical nowadays in order to get it right and to make lots of money at it, you really can't learn all this stuff from scratch anymore. You got to learn from other people, and you got to learn from people who are actively doing it. That's the only way you learn all the little intricacies of this stuff, the pitfalls, what works, what doesn't work. And I share all that on this channel so you don't have to learn it all. It's the best channel you're gonna find on YouTube on the technicals of all this stuff that you need to know to make a lot of money. And I can say that confidently because I spend 40 hours a week doing ad strategy at our firm. This is what I do. And I share it on the weekends, what's working and what's not working. I look around, there's nobody doing that as far as I know on YouTube yet to this day. So you should subscribe to this channel, and ultimately, if you just follow the stuff I have on this channel, you already have everything you need. So take some time to subscribe to this channel already. Furthermore, check out my blog on my site at guaranteedppc.com/blog. The blog has step-by-step instructions on how to actually make money like we do at our firm for our clients, and the strategies we specifically use to make those clients money, with the screenshots, with everything you need to use them. If you like the channel, I promise you're going to like that blog as well. If you have any questions about anything I'm covering here today or any marketing related question, you can always leave me a comment below. I get back to every single person who leaves me a question or comment on this channel, usually within 24 hours time. So getting back to what I was saying here, the sixth thing I wanted to mention about offline conversion tracking on Facebook, if you're going to do it, is you should stop optimizing for regular leads after about 100 qualified leads, as per what I found. Okay, that's enough data for Facebook to actually get a boosted performance, switching from optimizing for one thing versus the other. If you only have 3 or 4 conversions, it's not going to do anything ultimately, and actually will probably set you backwards. Going from optimizing for 3 or 4 offline sales that you're tracking versus hundreds of leads that you've tracked before. And for that matter, you should obviously, because you have to, set up a brand new campaign and then optimize for the sales. And then you run that new campaign side by side with the old campaign that optimizes for leads until the new campaign's doing better numbers and has the right amount of volume going through it. Then you shut off the old campaign. You shut off the old campaign as soon as you can, so it doesn't compete with the new campaign, but you let the new campaign kind of spool up and get some traction first. And that'll give you a nice smooth ride to the top with what you're doing. But that's the other thing I would tell you. Now, ultimately, setting this stuff up is a pain in the butt. Most people don't want to do offline conversion tracking because it takes, which is why everybody wants to automate it, even though I recommend against it, and it's not very reliable and certainly not accurate, like manual validation of leads and uploading manually. If you want somebody to do this the correct way, we've done this hundreds of times now. We can do it for you as well. Reach out to me at guaranteedppc.com and I'll hook you up with this. I can tell you 20 other things that we can use to make your ads more profitable along with it at the same time, and what we can guarantee in terms of results. Given that's what we do at our firm, is we guarantee our clients results, a certain amount of minimum results on their campaigns before we even charge management fees at our firm, increases in sales and profit, or at least leads that will result in an increase in profit to offset the management fees that we charge up front. And then with that, we also sell ad templates. If you're in a market that we've already been in, we can sell you the winning ads, landing pages, all of it that work for your market. We've been in 100 different niche markets already, and we can tell you the results we got in your market in another city or country before you bought the template. For that matter, having been in so many markets, not only is this an opportunity for you to shortcut your way to success just using the template that we've got in your market already that works, but also if you wanted to start another operation up, another business, starting with the template that we have that works for a market already, it's the easiest way to do it in my opinion. It's like having a business in a box essentially. Apart from that also, I do coaching and consulting with clients, agency owners, business owners alike. If you have a one-off question or want to know how to get unstuck or fix a specific troubling problem, reach out to me and I'll do a coaching call with you. I've been doing a lot of these with you guys that watch the channel recently, and they're very popular, and I'm excellent at spotting where the bottlenecks are in a business, whether it's the ads, but the website, the sales process, whatever it actually is to help you get back on track with scaling your sales again. So for that matter, this is the main things I would tell you about Facebook offline conversion tracking. Know that if you want a major edge in what you're doing, you can easily get double, if not triple, the amount of results with your Facebook ads, simply optimizing for sales versus leads. It's really that simple. That's all you have to do. And for that matter, for you e-commerce guys that are doing even more than 10% of your sales through the cart itself, through the phone, then you're also going to make another 30+% more money from Facebook ads because you're going to optimize for the bigger orders that typically trend to come through the phone. For you guys doing offline businesses, if you will, switching to doing offline conversion tracking like I mentioned earlier on in this video, using the two-step process where you have them go to a pre-designated form on your website that's set up for people to register to grab the Facebook click ID. That in itself is at least going to double, triple your results as well. So don't take this lightly. It's like going to battle at night with night vision goggles on. You're going to kill your competitors. They're going to be bidding on the crappy traffic in your space because Facebook puts you into a market and they basically are going to understand how to find the portion of the market that works for you when you have it versus everybody else is going to be paying for the crappy traffic that doesn't really convert, but they don't tell Facebook to change anything because they don't ultimately track whether anything's working or not, or at least not at the level that you're doing it. If you want somebody to partner with your business, we're looking for businesses to partner with where we do all the ads, we invest some ad money into your business at the beginning to get your ads going stronger or in general, and we'll take as our share a percentage of your sales growth. We've done this with several companies so far, of which are doing multi-millions more a year in sales as a result of working with us just in very short term already, to where we'll take 1 to 10% of your sales growth in exchange for running all of your ads for free as our compensation model of working together, and we partner together on a long-term basis, not short-term in this case, but longer term, given we invest in your company up front, the services and the ad spend to get things going a little bit further or going in general up front, and then start to make sales, and we invest any excess profits back in ad spend to keep the sales growing and so forth. If you're interested in this, let me know at guaranteeppc.com. I also have a brand new group that we've just opened up with a ton of different members from this channel talking about the strategies we're using at our firm and the stuff I talk about on this channel all the time. You can find that link in the video description. It's a Discord group. I've got a free PPC course that takes you from start to finish on how to make money with PPC in there for free, just as a thank you for joining the group. And I'm answering questions in there as well. So a great group that will talk about the more upper level advanced stuff in terms of running ads. You can find good information there. I'm going to wrap it up with that. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you on the next one. If you want to see another video, click here. It is one of my best ones.